Welcome back to the Moral Path YouTube channel, where we learn amazing Bible stories that teach us about God's love and wisdom.
Today, we're diving into one of the most thrilling adventures ever told, the story of Moses and the crossing of the Red Sea. It's a tale filled with courage, faith, and miracles. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be inspired. Our story begins long ago in the land of Egypt. There lived a group of people called the Israelites. For generations, they had been enslaved by Pharaoh, the powerful ruler of Egypt. Day after day, they worked hard under harsh conditions, building cities and serving their masters without rest. But God saw their suffering and decided it was time to rescue them. He chose a special leader, a man named Moses, to set his people free. Moses wasn't just anyone. As a baby, he was saved from the Nile River and raised in Pharaoh's palace. But later, he discovered his true identity as an Israelite. When God called him, Moses obeyed, even though the task ahead seemed impossible. With God's guidance, Moses went to Pharaoh and boldly declared, "Let my people go." At first, Pharaoh refused. Over and over again, he said no. But God sent 10 mighty plagues to show Pharaoh his power. Rivers turned to blood. Frogs invaded homes. Gnats buzzed everywhere. Flies swarmed the land. Livestock fell ill. Boils broke out on their skin. Hail rained down. Locusts devoured crops. Darkness covered the earth. And finally, the worst plague of all struck: the death of every firstborn son in Egypt. On that fateful night, the Israelites marked their doors with lamb's blood so the angel of death would pass over their homes. This event became known as the Passover, a time of deliverance and hope. When Pharaoh woke up the next morning and found his own son gone, he finally gave in. "Go," he told Moses. "Take your people and leave." At last, the Israelites were free, but their journey was far from over. The Israelites packed quickly and began their escape. They carried whatever belongings they could grab and hurried toward freedom. But soon, disaster struck. Pharaoh's army, riding fast on horses and chariots, was determined to bring them back. Panic spread through the crowd. Was it just to die in the desert? They cried. "We should have stayed in Egypt." Even Moses must have felt overwhelmed. But instead of giving up, he did something remarkable. He prayed. God answered Moses with clear instructions. "Lift your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea." Though the situation seemed hopeless, Moses trusted God completely. And what happened next was nothing short of miraculous. Moses lifted his staff high, stretching it out toward the water. Suddenly, the sea began to part. The waters split open, revealing a dry path right down the middle. Walls of water towered on either side. The Israelites stepped onto the path. Families walked together, carrying their children and belongings. Animals followed closely behind. Laughter and cheers filled the air as they realized they were going to make it. But wait, what about Pharaoh's army? As soon as the last Israelite reached the other side, the waters crashed back together. The soldiers chasing them were swept away in an instant. Just like that, the Israelites were safe. God had delivered them from danger and given them a new beginning. What an incredible reminder of God's power and faithfulness. Now, friends, this story isn't just about an epic escape. It teaches us valuable lessons we can apply to our own lives. Remember how scared the Israelites were when they saw the sea in front of them and the army behind them? Sometimes, we face challenges that seem impossible to overcome. But just like Moses, we can trust that God will guide us. Help always comes, even if it doesn't look the way we expect. Moses didn't know exactly how God would save them, but he still acted bravely. That's what courage is. It's doing the right thing even when you're afraid. So, the next time you feel nervous, remind yourself that you're not alone. The Israelites left slavery behind to find freedom. Today, we can stand up for fairness, kindness, and justice in our world. Being free means treating others with love and respect. Before we say goodbye, let's take a moment to pray together. Bow your heads if you'd like. Dear God, thank you for showing us your power and love through Moses and the Israelites. Help us to trust you when things seem impossible, to be brave when we're scared. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Thank you so much for joining us on the Moral Path. If you enjoyed learning about Moses and want to hear more inspiring Bible stories, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Leave a comment below telling us which part of the story you liked best.
Thanks for joining me today on the Moral Path YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next Bible adventure. See you soon.